Hi, Virgo. This is your reading for the first week of April. I'm using the Mystical and Norman fortune telling deck, and I feel like some of you guys, you're healing from, your marriage or your relationship, your commitment. There might have been some things going on there over a period of time, you know, accumulated experiences that may have weighed heavily on you. And it talks about, just feeling the grip and the power that, your karma has over you and not being able to go back and change the karma, right? And how those things have affected your relationship or your commitment or whatever it is that you have put yourself in, the place that you've put yourself in. It's like you want to be there, but it's like, man, there has been a lot that I have had to go through to be here in this place, right? And it's like you appreciate where you are with the ring card being here, Virgo, right? That's a Taurus card, and it talks about, wow, I really do appreciate what I have, right? Because you know the work that it's taken to get there. But this Chiron card, Chiron is a wounded healer, and it talks about the fear of the ways that things have affected you, over time. Just the aches and the pains that come from your past experiences. It's like the wounds for sure, but just a lot of heaviness. And it's like when you're trying to climb, when you're trying to get places, and you just feel like the road has been so long or it's been so tough, you know what I mean? And accidents do happen, and like I feel like, you may have felt like you were really on your way, and then something came in and changed the stability for you, and you're still working towards whatever it is that you were working towards. It's just that you feel the effects of the karma, right? And you feel the effects of, the effort and what it's going to have to take. You're going to have to practice endurance and uh, um, you know, stability for sure. So I feel like you do have stability to count on, right? But endurance and stamina is very important here for you, right? Also, I think that you're very lucky, even though the Chiron card is here, the scythe is here, right? Because it does talk about, something that may not be happening well for some of you guys in terms of your commitment or your relationship. Like I did speak about how that might be suffering in some kind of way. Um, and it just might be because it's not the dynamic has changed. And Chiron does that, you know. Anyway, this Venus card is here, the lady is here, and it talks about comfort levels, comfort levels. You're getting back to that. It's good to have the Taurus card, the ring, next to the lady, because it's saying that your needs are being met, even though there's a little, you have some weak points, right? You have some weak points, but everything is sort of like where it should be. The weak points just sort of remind you of how vulnerable the situation is, or how vulnerable the situation could get. And you might be worried about someone's vulnerability here, and it could just be they're vulnerable based on what it is that might be brought upon them, just based on how old they are, or, what sort of condition they might be in, with the Chiron card being here, because the Chiron card does speak about conditions, right? And so does Taurus, the conditions that I'm living in or maybe living with, or someone that might be living with a certain condition, physically, right? So we're dealing with that, okay? And it's interesting, Virgo, because you guys do talk about health. And you do talk about, improving the conditions of things. And Taurus and Venus do want those improvements. Chiron wants the improvements, but Chiron wants the improvements because it's like where you have to deal with the scrapes and the cuts, right? Deal with the condition that you're in. It's not talking about improving the conditions. It's addressing the conditions, right? And because you address the conditions, then the conditions improve. And that's really you, Virgo, and this could be in work. It could be work-wise, or maybe these conditions are being addressed based on the limitations that have been brought upon you, which are actually working in your favor in this very moment and moving forward.